Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make wire-wrapped bangles with gemstone focals. Now we have some beautiful examples here that our designers have done, and I just want to show you a few of them. So we've made sort of bangle sets, so we've made 3 of each, and in this one you can see that it's a little bit of a cleaner look on the back here with just simple wire wrapping on each side, and it's a nice sturdy bangle. This is using 20 gauge wire, and they all use 20 gauge wire, but I just want to show you that like on this one, we've used an acrylic gemstone piece, and the wire is a little bit more flimsy just because it doesn't have the structure of the other gemstones, but it's still very strong. And then here's another example, and we've actually wire wrapped the back to give that gemstone a little bit of nice stability, and it adds just a little nice sort of organic look to the gemstones, especially when they are kind of that beautiful faceted style. Here's another quick example of we used a Swarovski crystal sort of focal and did 2 gemstones, and so that kind of makes a nice little shimmery set. So you can really get creative with the colors. And in our last example here, these are the Dazzle-It sugar stones, and what we've done is we've fastened a pad to the back so that it makes it easy to thread through it, so we can actually use this as a gemstone bead. So this is a really popular look, and so we just wanted to sort of create a version of that for you as well. And you'll be able to find all of these supplies at beadaholique.com, but in this video I'm going to show you the basic technique on how to complete these. So let's go over what you're going to need. So for this project, what you're going to need is you're going to need about 6 feet of artistic wire, which is what I'm using here, and this is 20 gauge. And you're going to need your gemstone focals, a pair of chain nose pliers, a pair of wire straightening nylon pliers if you need them. They're good to have on hand. Sometimes you don't need them, but just in case your wire gets kinked, you're going to want to have these ready. And a pair of flush cutters, as well as a wire rounder tool. And the last thing that you're going to need is either a mandrel or some sort of cylindrical household item that you can use to bend your wire. So in this video, like I explained, I'm going to show you the wrapped technique as well as the clean technique. And I'm going to show them both to you in the same bracelet, but I'm going to walk you through how to do both. Okay, so I'm going to take my mandrel, and I kind of already have my wire coiled a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to place my mandrel right in the center there. It'll make it a little bit easier, and you'll see why. So now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make 3 wraps around the mandrel, but you're going to want to leave a nice long tail. And I already need my wire straightening pliers. There we go. Okay. And as you'll see, you can kind of zip it up here. There we go. Okay, now we're just going to pick up my mandrel and just make sure that I have 3 solid wraps here, not including my tail. That's actually 4, so I'm going to take 1 down. There we go. And just be careful you don't poke yourself. You are working with a lot of wire here and a long length, and sometimes that can be difficult. But there we go. Okay, so I have my 3 coils. Oops. I actually was right. I needed to bend another one. So I'm just going to slip that right back on, not losing that shape, and bend it around. There we go. So now I'm just going to straighten up my coils there, make sure they're nice and even. Okay, so I have my long piece on this end here, and then I have my tail end over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shorten up my tail a little bit just by working my fingers around because I don't need that much. Okay, so now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers and just make a nice sharp 90-degree bend, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap around my wire once and twice, just like that. Now this is your opportunity to, again, just make sure that your wire is nice and smooth going all the way around so you don't have one wire that's really long. So now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers again, and I'm just going to sort of give it a nice little kink in. Take one of my gemstone beads and thread it on. And now I'm going to be moving to the other side, making another sharp kink and wrapping it around once and twice. And now what I'm going to do with this tail here is I'm going to try to show you the back here. So I have it coming from this side. So now I'm just going to wrap it around the back and just wrap it again and twice. And now I've come back to my original side, and now I'm just going to wrap it one more time. And just for extra security, wrap it once more. Okay? So that's how you do that version. And now all you're going to do is you're going to leave just a tiny tail, and you're going to clip your wire. And this is where you're going to take your wire rounder tool and go ahead and slip it in there and give it a nice twist, because you don't want this burr to catch on a sweater or a shirt or even on your skin. You don't want that. It will not feel very good. Just do that. There we go. Oh, nice and smooth. And then just take your chain nose pliers and just sort of bend that in so it's nice and smooth and flush. So there, it's not going to catch on anything now. So now we have our tail coming out this side. So what we're going to do, and I'm going to show you how to do this, is for my 3 gemstone focals, you're just going to kind of eyeball where you want them to be on your bracelet here. Because there's no, you can measure, you know, if you want to measure like 1.5 inches outside here, but I just kind of like to visually do it. So kind of, that looks about even. So I can kind of eyeball to here. So I've kept my wire coming around here. I'm going to take my chain nose pliers again and make that same kink, bending it upwards. Now you are working with a longer length of wire here, so you will need to be careful kind of getting it through the loop. And this is where it might kink just a little bit. So you're going to wrap it once and twice. And now we're going to kink our wire one more time. And getting to the end here, I'm going to take our gemstone and thread it on. There we go, all the way to the end. And now we're going to wrap it around this side once and twice. And now I'm going to show you the same technique again. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap around 1.5 times, make a loop on this side, and make another loop on this side. And now you're going to wrap again and back around and make another loop. Oh, my wire's getting caught in my tools over there. And wrap it around. And now from here, you're good to just carry on to the other side of the bracelet here. So now I'm going to show you the other technique, and it's very similar, but you just wrap to your point here, which is just about right. Take your chain nose pliers make that 90-degree kink one more time. And for this one, I'm going to wrap 4 times. 2, 3, and 4. And my coils are a little far apart, so I'm just going to take my chain nose pliers and just squeeze those together. Make them look nice and tight and uniform there. So now, just kink your wire one more time. Thread on that last gemstone. Come on. If you're having trouble getting your gemstone on your wire, it might just mean that you need to just use your wire straightening tool, because it makes it a little bit easier to slide on. Okay, so there we go. And kink that, give it a little help there. And now I'm just going to continue wrapping and wrap it around 4 times. Three and 4. There we go. Clip my wire, leaving that little tiny tail, using my wire rounder tool. There we go. And just get that nice and smooth down. Check it. There we go. Looks good. And just use my chain nose pliers and bend it in. And that is the sort of cleaner version, you know, without the additional wire wrapping. Now, sometimes it'll depend on the gemstone you want to use or the look you're going for, but there's 2 different ways to complete these, and I just wanted to make sure that I got to both of them in this video for you. So any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, you can find all of these supplies and projects at Beadaholique.com.